We are super close to the release of Days Gone. April 26th is almost here and Sony already announced free DLC that sounds very cool and will kick off in June. I will tell you everything you need to know in this video, and Sony also has been releasing trailers left and right that showcase footage that we haven't seen before, including of a camp later on in the game and way more about the bike as well. So let's break it down in this final video that I will do before the embargo ends, so before I can post my tips and tricks of the full game that will help you a ton while playing. For now, let's get into it. A like on the video would of course be super appreciated, and let's go. So we already knew that Days Gone DLC was coming, but I did not expect a DLC announcement so early, and that it would be so interesting because this sounds like something I always wanted from a PS4 exclusive. So starting June 2019 we will get a whole new difficulty mode, so apart from easy, normal and hard, we will also get a survival that is even more challenging than hard, with a lot of handicaps that I will touch on in a second. We can also expect new challenges each week that everyone can get for free if you play the game with an internet connection. So let's talk about the survival mode first, because it will have increased difficulty settings, so likely that the enemies hit harder and you do less damage. No player perks like fast travel or survival vision. No fast travel, okay, meaning that you'll always have to use your motorcycle to go from point A to point B, making you able to get hit of course by the enemies along the way. That sure is more challenging at times, but the no survival vision is really huge, because this is a handy feature to highlight all the things in the area. So not sure if this will be annoying if you cannot use it, or actually challenging, time will tell. There's also a more immersive HUD that removes maps and indications from the gameplay screen, so likely for explosives or where things are in the area. They really want this to be the definitive survival experience, and this really sounds like that. So pretty cool if you are up for a challenge. So you got more than 1 month to beat the game and then do it all again in the survival mode. They will also have each week, beginning in June, a new bike, horde or combat challenge added to the game. And this sounds really cool. It's kind of comparable to the live events we saw in Far Cry 5, where you had to do things in the world to, in the end, get a prize. These challenges should twist the gameplay in unique ways to earn additional items and rewards, hopefully new weapons, that would be really cool. They also mentioned that you can earn new trophies and unique bike skins to show off that you beat the survival difficulty or the new challenges that they will add post-launch. And yes, I think this sounds awesome and something we don't see often for PlayStation exclusives, but I really hope that this is a trend going forward, because we wait really long for these games that turn out to be fantastic, and then when you finish them you're like, okay, but I want more, but there's no good reason to play more other than restart the whole game. While this is a great way to keep you invested, to keep you checking back each week to see what is new, to get a new reward, and it's all free of course. That is also really cool to see from Sony. And for me as a YouTube channel, this is great as well, so every week I can cover this new event, share tips on how to beat it and stuff like that. I really like doing that, and I really think that Days Gone is really suited for this type of post-launch support. I really think that a New Game Plus mode would be great as well. No words on that in this blog post from Sony, sadly, but let's hope that is part of the plan down the road, because that is of course something we did see with the other PS4 exclusives. So let me know what you think of this free DLC, and now let's continue with something else that I gave away for free. If you have been following my Days Gone videos, then you know that I've been doing a giveaway for the digital deluxe edition of the game, including the pre-order bonuses. Well, the giveaway has ended and I've picked a random winner. Congrats, Benny Holiday. I already sent him an email. He already is preloading the game, as you see right here on Instagram. So thanks everyone for participating. I will do more giveaways on the channel in the future, so totally keep an eye out for that. We already touched on the motorcycle in previous Days Gone videos. That's of course your way to traverse this really big open world. You can repair it with scrap that you find in the open world, but I don't think we saw gameplay of the upgrade window before. So you can also really upgrade your bike with different parts. So the shop window we see here is from Manny. That is the mechanic at Koblenz camp. So the first camp you will visit in this game. So every camp has its specialty. Koblenz has a really good mechanic that has more upgrades available than the mechanic, for example, in the second camp that you visit from Tucker. And in this bike trailer we actually see another camp from Iron Mike, who we already saw in the story trailer of the game. So he has his own camp that that we can visit. Seems to be pretty big. We see multiple buildings, a mechanic on the minimap as well. And it's the first time that we actually see this camp from the inside, if I'm not mistaken. Going back to the upgrades you can do for your bike, we got a Nitrous Boost, so you can boost yourself over broken bridges or get away from a horde faster. The gas tank increases your fuel capacity and also your durability. And that will be super handy because when your motorcycle breaks, then you'll have to repair it with scrap. But if you don't have any scrap, then you have to leave your motorcycle behind. And the same goes for fuel. If you're running out of fuel, then you'll have to walk and look around for fuel in the nearby area. It's also needed to fast travel, so having a larger fuel tank will make sure that you can fast travel to longer distances. There are also a lot of visual customization options for your bike to make it stand out. We see a ton of color options here. They mentioned that you get a reward for the storylines that you have in the game. So finishing, for example, all the Ripper ambush camps will get you a special look for your bike. So we get that instead of different outfits. We of course know that you will change your outfit during the story, as we saw in the recent trailer, but it would have been perfect as a reward for these storylines as well. Now as a cosmetic reward, we will get a different look for our bike, but when riding your bike, that look is pretty hard to see, and most of the times you will be on foot anyways, making a look for your bike not that necessary. But yeah, if you want to go crazy, you can really customize your bike with a ton of different options. But let me know of course what you think. I would have loved to see more outfits instead. So they released also another interesting trailer talking about Band Studio, of course the developers of this game, and how they are now at 130 people strong, while they started with only 50. Still though, 130 is pretty small if you compare it to other AAA open world games. Like for example, hundreds upon hundreds of people will be working on a AAA Ubisoft open world game. And then that team has multiple studios in different countries helping them as well. While Days Gone, in terms of length, should be comparable to games like Far Cry 5 for example. Likely even bigger than that, with the 30 hours main story and then a ton of side stuff as well. I think it's pretty much comparable to Horizon Zero Dawn, although that was also made by way more people. Sony Bands did work longer on this game. Their previous game was Uncharted Golden Abyss that launched in 2011. I think they started a few years after that, so even before the PS4 was out. So yes, they got a ton of time to make this game with a small group of people, but it's still really noticeable because the game is pretty big, and we also see that in terms of gigs. People who are preloading already say that the game is 61 gigs. And we got Offmats on Reddit who already got the game from Amazon, saying that he also needed to download a day one patch that is 23 gigs. So make some room before you can explore this enormous open world. I really can't wait for you to get your hands on it. I've been playing already, of course, as I already noted in my previous video, so I will have a ton of videos to share from the full game tomorrow when the review embargo ends. Totally expect a ton of tips and tricks without any spoilers, but just to help you get more out of this game. So totally subscribe for everything Days Gone, like the video to support the channel, and check out my video on all the skills in the game or a recent breakdown of other trailers that Sony released. Tomorrow will be a good day. For now, I will speak to you next time, and goodbye.